Okay, we're getting ready in 3, 2, 1. Voice is off. Voice level tone 0. Eyes on me, please. Perfect. Thank you so much. Good morning. Good afternoon. It's already kind of late, right? So I'm so happy to be here again with you guys. Today we're going to be working on a lesson talking about how pictures or illustrations in books help the author tell us more about their story, aside from just the words on a page, right? So do you guys remember that last time I was here, we talked or read a book called Martina, the Beautiful Cockroach, right? You guys remember? Yes, you can use your voices, that's okay. Okay, so I'm going to show you a picture from what we read, and we're going to have a short discussion about if we think that the picture tells the same things that we know from having read the story, okay? So I'll pick one picture here. So can you guys see that? So do you guys remember in the beginning, we saw a picture about who? Who was our main character? Martina. And so what do you think in this picture? How does this picture either tell us the same thing that we know about Martina, or did it seem like the picture told something different? Who can help me with that, Michelle? Loud voice. You thought the picture showed something different? What did you think the picture showed? That she was just sitting there relaxing? Okay, and then what else did we notice from the picture? That people were maybe giving her stuff, right? Because we see maybe this is her, Martina's in the picture, and then we see some other grasshoppers, right? And it looks like they're giving her presents. So because we read the story, what do we know really happened in the story? Sylvia?
They were trying to get married with her.
That they were trying to get married with her, and these things that she was getting, what were they?
Things for her wedding.
They were things for her wedding. So do you think that this picture accurately or does a good job of telling us what happens in that story with the actual words? You guys agree or disagree? A thumbs up if you agree, or thumbs down if you do not. Thumbs up. Okay, good job. Why do you think that an author might want to use a picture with their story? Why do you think that? Because you know there are some stories or long books that have just words, right? But sometimes authors want to include pictures or illustrations in their books. Why do you think that they might want to use a picture in their book? So that you can understand more? What things might we understand? That's a good answer. Yes? I'm sorry? What the theme is? So yeah, that's a good one. What else might we understand from the picture? Yes, sir. So we would know maybe where the story is taking place. There's a special word for that. Who knows the word of where a story takes place? The setting. Awesome. You guys are awesome. Also, what else could the story or a picture tell us about a story?
The title.
It could tell us the title. So yeah. So usually the front of a book has a picture, right? And it kind of tells us a little bit about a story. If we're in the library, when we pull out a book, that's kind of like one of the first things we look at, right? The picture. And if the picture looks like it's something that we might like, then we might what? Open the book and then, or read the back to find out a little bit more about the book, right? Excuse me. What about mood? Does anybody know what the word mood means? Yes.
It means like when you're in a bad mood and when you're in a good mood.
So mood, you might say I'm in a bad mood or I'm in a good mood. Good job, what else?
It depends on what you're feeling inside.
Yeah, so mood is normally talks about what we are feeling, right? So can an illustration or a picture tell us something about the mood of the story? Can a picture show us, for instance, let's look at a picture. Remember we had, who was our first gentleman here? Mr. Gallo, right? Does us picture show us a mood? Do they look happy or do they look sad or angry. Yeah, so this picture helps us draw conclusions or make us understand better what is going on in the story. So this part might be something that is more negative or angry, the mood, right? Or they might be upset. Okay, good job. So we are going to look at a picture and a passage, and we're going to talk about what we think the picture helps us understand about the text or the passage, and how we can use the picture in connection with text to help us in our minds visualize more things about the story, right? Than just reading the words. We kind of have to make up in our head what things look like, but with illustrations, we can put those together and get a better understanding, right? Okay, so let me go ahead and switch this really quick. I'm sorry I didn't bring the picture. Thank you for being so patient. I appreciate it. Okay, so in your books, you can follow along, or you may follow along with me on the board. We are going to look at the illustration and text beneath it, and we're going to see what we can learn from looking both at the illustration and the picture and our text, okay? So first, what do we see in the picture? What are some things that we can see? Remember we talked about mood. Let me go ahead and write that here. We talked about that it could tell us about mood. We said that it would tell us about, we said setting, right? Where it takes place. What else did we say? It might tell us something about the theme. And then also it might tell us about who is in the book, right? What do we call those people? The characters. Good job. Okay. So let's look at the picture. What do we see here? What might we think that this this passage may be about? We see race cars, so they might be somewhere. Race cars and a girl. So what would that might tell us about where they could be? Marisa. Maybe in a racetrack. Excuse me. They might be in a video game. What makes you think that they're in a video game? There is this map. Oh, this map on the top. That's a good observation. So you see, sometimes when you play video games, you're seeing where you're at, right? But you're seeing your whole self down here. That's a good observation. Yes.
Arcade.
Maybe in an arcade. What makes you think that they're in an arcade?
Because there's games in there.
Because there are games in there. Okay, good job. What else do we see? Lisa? Yes.
I think it's a room where you race.
A room where she might be racing, right? So we see our characters are this girl. Do we see anybody else who might be a character in our story? The person, I'm sorry?
That's close to the map.
The person that's close to the map. What might he be doing in there?
Telling the racers what to do.
He might be telling the racers what to do. He might be like the, what is it called? Like the referee, or the, you know what I'm talking about, right? Okay. Yes, Francesca. They might be in a park, right? What makes you think that they might be in a park?
Because there's games.
Because there's games, and we see some trees. What do we think is the mood? What would be maybe the mood? Michelle? It could be happy. Yeah. What makes you think that it might be something that's happy? See things like the colors, right? The colors look maybe uplifting. Also, so we talked about characters, we talked about setting, we talked about mood. But what do you think the theme is? Excuse me, yes. Yeah.
I think the theme is racing.
It might have to do something with racing. Good job. Okay, so now we're going to read the passage together as a class. Yes. Okay, one second. We're going to first read the passage together as a class, okay? And then we'll discuss what we learned about the text in relation or a comparison with the illustration. Okay, you guys ready? Let's begin. This was no ordinary door. Somehow this door led Mia into the world of the video games she had just been playing. Its bright colors and smooth shapes were inviting. Best of all, Doris seemed to be waiting for her. But Mia had to wonder if she went in, would she have ever got out? Okay, so now we know, what do we know?
That she was in a video game.
Now we know that she was in a video game, right? So your guys' predictions were correct. So she is in a video game. Do we know her name now? That's his.
Her name is Mia.
Her name is Mia, right? So now we have her name. And then did you find out who this gentleman is? I know Mia.
Jorax.
We think that he is Jorax, right? Because he seems to, does that make more sense now?
Yeah.
It says that he seems to be waiting for her. And does what the author says make sense with the picture that he has provided? Yeah. What else has happened?
First, Mia was playing the game that she was playing earlier, and then she went inside of the game.
Say one more time.
The game that she was playing in the race game, the game that she was playing earlier, maybe she went into the game.
Or maybe she went into the game. Right. So does our text give us some ideas about whether this may be a tale of fiction, nonfiction, or fantasy or fiction? What might we think now? Fantasy or fiction? Why might we think that this is not real? Can we really go into video games? No, right? So this is an indication that it is something that is make-believe or fiction. Okay, good job. So we are going to fill out a chart together. Or actually, first you're going to reread with your elbow partner, so somebody next to you, right? You guys all have elbow partners. If not, I will help you pair with somebody. So you're going to quietly, voice level 1. That means that your neighbor can hear you, but should I be able to hear you across the room? No. Okay, so your voice level 1 with your neighbor, you're going to reread the text, and then you are going to, let me flip the page, or bring up the chart. We are going to fill out our chart about our text and our illustration. We're going to make some comparisons. So we are going to talk about details about the characters. So here we gave an example that Mia is the game character. That's what we talked about, right? So she was the little girl in front of the game. And what we learned about settings, let me go ahead and about settings, is our setting is probably in the world of a video game, so probably a fantasy land, right? Okay, so I'm going to give you a few minutes. Go ahead and get with your partners. Let's just really quickly remind ourselves. Oh, class.
Yes.
Thank you. Eyes on me. Let's quickly remind ourselves, how do you get my attention if you have a question? You raise your hand quietly and patiently, right? And we are using voice level, yes, voice level 1, right? So I'll be walking around the room, seeing how you guys are doing. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. And in a few minutes, we'll get back together to work on that. Thank you. You guys can work together. Yes, perfect. Yeah, so you guys are going to reread the story about the little girl in the video game, the short story, and we're going to be filling out how they are the same. Okay, class. Eyes on me for a second, please. Thank you. Just had some questions. Let me just clarify the instructions. So you are going to be writing what information you got about, like for instance, details about characters from the text and from the illustration, and you're going to see, do they compare? Are they similar or are they different? So we're going to fill out these boxes, and then we're going to see, did our illustration give us the same ideas or information about the story as did the actual words or the text? Okay, so are they working together to tell us the same types of information, or are they working separate and they're telling us something different? Okay. Remember to use in your conversations with your partners. I'm hearing some partners doing an awesome job using the words like setting, their words like mood, their words like character to describe what they see and what they read. This is what the text and then this is what the picture is telling us. Yeah, it's whatever your mind thinks about the picture. There's no right or wrong answers. Huh?
Mr. Flores, please hang up your phone. Mr. Flores, please hang up your phone. Thank you.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Thank you. Huh? When you are done, you may read a book quietly. It's just about a minute more, and then we'll talk about what we put in our organizer. You can read a book quietly. You can read a book quietly. Alrighty, class.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So let's bring our attention back up to the board and let's share our ideas, okay? So we had details about the characters. Oh, thank you so much. Our text says Mia is the game character. So in our story, we read that the author says Mia is a video game player, right? So we know that for sure. What did we see from our illustrations? That's right. Okay, did we know that her name was Mia when we looked at the picture? So we saw a girl, right? We saw that there was a girl playing a game, you said? Okay, there was a girl playing a game. What else did we see? Good job. So was there anything else that we saw about characters? What else did we see from our picture? Remember when we first looked at our picture, we didn't know anything about the actual words, did we? We saw a boy. So there was a boy. A boy, do we know what he was doing yet? He was just standing, right? Okay. And does this kind of go along with what the text told us? So in the text, we actually found out that there was a character named Mia, and she was the game character, right? And then also in the text, we learned that there was a man named Jorex, and he was waiting for her, correct? Good job. So let's talk about details about setting, world of the video game. Our text told us that the world that they were in was actually a video game. What did we think when we saw the picture or the illustration? Remember, we're talking about setting. So setting is the place that the story is taking. Yes. Okay, so we thought that that it might be a racetrack. So we thought that it might be a racetrack, or did somebody mention a video game that we were talking about? Right, because somebody said, I remember, I think it was Hatsiab, said that there was a map at the top, or it was somebody over here. I'm sorry, it was Damien. That there was a map at the top and there was some characters, so that it might be, so you guys are right on with that one, so that it might be a video game. Good job. And then lastly, what details did we see that created a mood? So in the text, what did the author say that gave us some ideas about the mood, ladies and gentlemen? What ideas did the text tell us that gave us information about the mood? I'm sorry? That they were both happy. So let's bring up really quick the text so we can have our text evidence. Excuse me. Sorry for the writing on top. So if we remember, it says there was no ordinary doors. Somehow the door led Mia into the world of a video game she had just been playing. Its bright colors and smooth shapes were inviting. Best of all, Jorex seemed to be waiting for her, but Mia had to wonder if she went in, if she would ever get out. What is our text evidence that talks about mood? That talks about mood. Go ahead. I'm sorry? The text, what did it say in the text about how we could decide if it's a mood, if it was a sad mood, if it was happy? So she was a little bit confused. So because he used a question mark in he posed a question in the text, right? So she might have been, she might have felt confused. Did anybody else feel anything different about what the mood might have been from the text? She recognized, so it's something familiar to her, right? Okay, good job. So what about the illustration? What did the picture or the illustration tell us about mood? Yes, sir. Yeah, so that goes back to the actual text, right? Good job. So about her feeling maybe confused or a little scared about what was happening, right? But when we looked at in the beginning, when we looked at the picture, and we didn't know anything about the actual words yet, what did we say we felt the mood was like? Yes.
Happy.
We thought that it was happy. We thought that it was happy because it had, what? We thought that it was happy because we saw bright colors and so many colors because it was colorful, right? Because it was colorful, we thought that the mood was happy. Yes, ma'am.
Smooth shapes.
Smooth shapes. So that's in the text, right? He mentioned smooth shapes, so something pleasing or nice for us to see or to be at, right? Yes, Kelly. And then Joris, good job. So one of the characters, Joris, he was smiling. Oh, are you saying illustration or in text? In the picture, right? Yeah. In the illustration. So we saw with our eyes the character was smiling. Okay, so now that we filled out our chart and we're comparing the two, did what was in the text match with what we thought about our illustrations?
Yes.
Pretty much, right? Except for maybe the end where we didn't really know how she might have felt confused or scared because we couldn't see her what in the illustration. We couldn't see the character's
Face.
we couldn't see her face. We couldn't see her expression, right? So, did the picture help you get a better idea in your mind of what the story might be like? Yeah, thumbs up or thumbs down? Okay, mostly thumbs up. So, and then opposite, after looking at the picture, did the words help you make more sense of the picture?
Yes.
It gave you a lot more ideas about the picture, right? So how can somebody describe to me, how do you think that the illustrations or pictures are important parts of a text or a passage or a story? Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
I think it's important. I think it's important because we didn't have a text and we didn't know.
So if we didn't have the illustration, if you didn't have one or the other, it might be more difficult to understand, right, what's going on. You kind of might get the idea, but so for instance, like if we were to say in the real world, have you ever read a book and then they make a movie, right? And then did you ever think that, oh, that person in that book didn't look how I thought, right? Did you ever have that happen to you? Maybe like if you read Willy Wonka, or what is another book you might have read that was made into a movie? Yeah. You have an example?
It's not a movie, it's like a season.
What is it? Oh, Captain Underpants. So that was, yeah, that's perfect. So you guys had the book and it had the little illustration, so you had an idea in your mind, but when they actually made a movie, that helped you understand the book maybe a lot better, right? Yes, sir.
I have another book.
Okay, go ahead.
Peter Rabbit.
Peter Rabbit, that is wrong. That's wrong. Excuse me, I'm a little cough. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Yeah, you guys have perfect examples of books that have been illustrated to help you understand the story. They help you understand the story, the setting, what else? What are the three or four things we learned? We said they can help us understand the mood. What else? The setting. Yes. The characters, and is it overall starts the T. That's that. Need some help? The theme, perfect. So it just helps us to understand the overall picture all together. Good job. Are there any questions in regards to anything that we reviewed? No. So next time we read another story, we'll start thinking about how the pictures are helping us understand what we're reading on a deeper level so you can comprehend it, right? Okay, thank you so much. Keep your